That's a tasty looking car. Today I have a 2013 Maserati Gran Turismo Sport. It's all carbon fiber edition, super sexy. So this was a full-scale audio build. I've had this thing for a little over 4 weeks now, kind of working on it around other projects and such. And I feel like probably the best way to demonstrate the ultimate sexiness of this car and all of the work that I did on it, we're gonna have to go a little Ichabod Crane on this mofugga. And for that, I'm actually gonna put on a shirt because I'm not gonna get in a Maserati without a shirt on. That's just not classy. Alright, so obviously this thing is a convertible, but more importantly than it being a convertible and super sexy, it just allows me to really showcase the internals of the vehicle much easier. And of course I had to give it a little rev because he's got the upgraded exhaust on the thing and it sounds nasty. Alright, so let's start with the door panels. The door panels are pretty straightforward. So the outside, it's all been sound deadened, and the inside door skin as well. There's a little video on all that work. I did puddle lights, so that has a cool little glow of the Maserati emblem on the ground now. Let's see, the Focal Flax Series 6.5-inch woofers go there. I replaced the Bose emblem with a Focal logo. It's got the fast rings to couple it to the door. I made these sail panels. These house the Focal tweeters, and they are super gorgeous. I painted them in-house too, so I'm quite proud of that paint job. The color is accent of the carbon fiber insert trim. It matches very well. Let's see, I didn't really do anything back there. The rear speakers are actually run-off deck power, so no amplification for those. Those are no longer connected. And then we'll go in here. We have a custom-made dash. Again, same paint job here. This is the Sony AX5000 that I have installed. And also I did this super sweet little laser cut Maserati mirror emblem logo inlaid on whatever thing. It's super beautiful and I'm happy with it. And I will fire that up now. Well, yeah, it doesn't like the fact that the USB isn't connected. I just had the USB in there. So this is the, like I said, the Sony AX5000. It's 4:33 p.m. It's super pretty and clean. It has Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. We still have tuner, even though who in the world listens to the radio, but whatever. And then, let's see, boop-a-doo. Mostly we're gonna be using the flash drive inputs. So that is now over here. We have dual inputs on the USB. So this first one is presumably to plug in your smartphone, and then that's how you get the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And this one would be like a thumb drive with your music or movies or whatever you want. And so that's why we have USB 1. And if we slide over, we have USB 2. We do have a backup camera now, which is automatic. So if I go in reverse, you can see back there. And then the car freaks out because, oh my god, the engine's not running. And we go back in there. That's pretty much the radio install, but custom dash is pretty. And over here in the kick, which is, look at that, a black image. So I'm gonna have to do some picture overlays for that or something, because basically we've got a 10-inch JL Audio slimline subwoofer down there in a fiberglass molded enclosure. Originally the Bose system has like a 6-inch woofer down there, so you lose no additional foot space in that passenger kick area, but you gain some incredible upfront bass and the system sounds super phenomenal. Let's see what else. We've got a Bluetooth microphone that's mounted up there. We have the clock that's currently set in the dash. That can only be reset from the factory radio, which is relocated in the trunk. So for the record, daylight savings time, It kind of sucks, but you know, that's the deal of modifying a Maserati. So like I said, the factory radio has to be retained, and so that's currently located in the trunk, which is a really fun wiring thing. You got to basically rewire everything up there and run it all back there, and then run all new wiring up here, and I will now show you where that radio is located in the trunk. Alright, so this is the hidden layer in the Maserati trunk. As you can see, this is the false floor that's all wired up. That is the e-brake booster thing. That is the factory radio. That is mounted on top of some expanded PVC. It's held in place with a bracket. And that is the factory radio screen. That is also mounted on some PVC, just in case there ever happens to be some water penetration into the trunk. I want it lifted up off the ground, as well as it's bolted in place so it's not going to shift around. But the factory radio has to be retained in this vehicle. Otherwise you get error messages up in the dash, and I just wanted to show that to you because it will never be seen once this false floor is bolted in place. Oh yeah, and I do want to show off this super amazing bracket right here, which is perfectly level this way and perfectly flat and level that way against that bracket, which you can barely see. And it utilizes a factory mounting bolt right there. It's all angle iron steel and painted black. And this is the carpeted, it's black painted on the back, mounting board for the amplifier that drops into place, and then two hidden screws go in there, and the amp drops in there in 1 second. Alright, now this is the next layer of the trunk, which is the first level of false floor as well as the amplifier installation. We have the JL Audio VX700/5i, which is a 5-channel super powerful amplifier with a built-in DSP. So the DSP goes to this USB right here, which has a female-to-female connector. You'll see how that gets plugged in just a second. All of our wiring is run right to our battery and to our ground right there using the factory connections with some new hardware. All our RCAs and such all go in there, and our remote turn on, those are our RCAs, that's our remote turn on, that all goes and then all up in there. But this is the hidden amplifier installation. As per his request, he didn't want any sort of show panels or anything, and that is this layer. And this would be presumably the final layer of the trunk installation, where it looks, ta-da, just like a trunk. This is all the factory trim paneling right here, and so when I open that up, you see that there's a new false floor and a single USB port, and that is what plugged into that female-to-female connector just mentioned. So what that allows me to do is, just without having to remove any of these panels, I can plug in the USB right there into a laptop, and I can reconfigure or tune or change the coloring, for example, of that amplifier. Any of those settings, it just allows me to log into it without having to remove any panels, which is, you know, just whatever, a little convenience and a, I guess a maintenance type thing. But other than that, trunk looks completely stock and factory as per request and is awesome. Another feature back here that I installed is the backup camera, which is this guy right here. It's the EchoMaster VMLLI 10 something blah blah blah. I don't really know what the part number is, but it's a night vision backup camera, so it's got a little IR sensor in there and lots of little IR LEDs. So in the pitch blackness, it gives you a nice black and white image. Boop. And that is the rear end of this beautiful car. One other item worth mentioning is down here. I got a flashlight so you can see it, or overexpose it I should say. We have the JL Audio knob, so we have the subwoofer control right there, as well as the volume control right there. But this is what allows the client to be able to change from preset tunes. So he has a preset tune that is different for the top up as compared to top down. You can set driver position or passenger position or both, because this amplifier has the DSP in it, so there's time alignment. So if it sounds really good for you in the driver's seat, it's not so great for the passenger. Okay, and let's see something cool under the hood, shall we? Alrighty, so the engine, right? I didn't do anything under the hood, but it is a Maserati Gran Turismo, so I kind of feel like a little obligated to at least show it off because it's super pretty, and it's a super badass car. I mean, I've only driven it around the block, but let me tell you, it's fun. I mean, if I could afford it, I would definitely rock this thing. It's fun, it's cool. yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't mean to downplay the amount of work that went into this vehicle, but it's not like I'm going to play the audio system for you and record it, because it's not going to sound anything like it does in person. Fact of the matter is, it sounds super phenomenal. Like, it's an amazing audio build. The guy simply requested something to be able to scream out loud, you know, sound really good, high fidelity with the top down, and so that's what I delivered. He didn't want any flash, didn't want any show, so I mean, like, I even kind of went a little over the top with the dash, just trying to put that Maserati emblem in there, but that was for me. Did the custom A-pillars, or sail panels actually, and then the custom sub box, and overall it was just a really super cool build, and I was really happy with it. It's not huge on show, but I mean, the truth of the matter is you don't get this car because you want a show car. You get this car because it's a Maserati, yo! It's dope! So I'm super excited. Hopefully, you know, I'll get some more higher end vehicles in here in the future, you know, for audio builds or lighting builds. Don't even talk to me about lighting, man. I wanna mess with the lights on this so hard, but that's not the point. Side note, I just want to give a massive shout out to John Brettel over at Cartoons. Without him in my corner, I would not have been able to complete this install. He was there from the very beginning, helping me not only quote the job, but also giving me some step-by-step how-tos on disassembly and troubleshooting and relocating that factory radio and all that stuff. Also to Pete and Rob over at Soundwaves of Tampa. Awesome, very helpful with me as far as product selection, as well as Pete definitely helped out in the end with the final tune, since that's not something that I was very experienced with. But big shout out to them. They're awesome stand-up guys, and I really do appreciate their assistance, because this one was definitely a big step in the right direction for me as a career move, and I really loved it. But honestly, I am a solo shop, so I only know what I know, and again, didn't want to screw this one up, and I'm so glad that I didn't, you know? Anyway, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. Thanks for watching. I don't know, like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, just, you know, have yourself a great day. Thanks for watching. See ya.